All right, if everyone could find a seat or a corner or a wall, that would be great, so we can go ahead and get this bad boy moving. All right, at this time, Councilman London, would you be so kind to open us up, sir?
Yes, let us stand, please. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, again, thank you so much, Father, for this opportunity. Thank you for this day. And Father, we just give you all the glory and praise, Father, for being in a city, Father, that's, first of all, so diverse and, Father, so loving. And, Father, we're just so grateful and understanding and knowing that, Father, none of us up here cannot be here unless you allow it to be, Father. So we just thanking you for this opportunity to be able to just serve your people. And, Father, we just give you all the power and glory. And we ask this in Jesus Christ we pray. Amen. Amen. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman London.
Yes, sir.
And thank you to the audience for the enthusiasm in that pledge. Let's go. All right, right on.
That's those little mayors and
I love it. All right, roll call. Councilman London.
Present.
Councilwoman Arnold.
Here.
Councilman Bach. Here. Councilman Sims.
Here.
And myself here as well. First order of business, if we can get some movement on the approval of the minutes from the regular city council meeting on May 5th, 2026.
Move we approve the minutes from May 5th, 2026.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilwoman Arnold. All in favor? Aye. And then secondarily, if we could give movements on the minutes from the special city council meeting on May 6th of 2026.
Move we approve the minutes from May 6th, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilwoman Arnold. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next order of business would be the bills. If we could get some movement on the bills.
Yeah, let's make a motion to pay our bills in the amount of $907,672.89.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Box, seconded by Councilwoman Arnold. All in favor? Aye. All right. With everything, the minutes taken care of and the bills paid, Mayor, you have the floor, sir.
All right. Well, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I can't believe with all these voices in here, that's the strongest that we could get for a good evening. God has given us another day to be able to walk and breathe. And so I'm going to try it one more time. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening, Mayor.
That is more like it. I am so excited tonight to be able to share the mayor's report. I know you all don't want to hear me. I'm boring and I don't do it the way that it needs to be done. However, I had the privilege to spend time today with the future mayors of the city of Irondale. Yeah, you can clap right there. It's fine. And we had a fantastic day. When I met with them first thing this morning, I told them that they had the power to fire. In every department we went to, they wanted to fire somebody. Especially our beloved Frank Pennington. And I'm not going to call who wanted to fire them, Faith, but we had a wonderful time. They came in this morning. They had a chance to be able to go to all of the departments. Then I took them to the mayor's meeting, Jefferson County mayor's meeting for all the mayors. And I mean, I felt like a proud daddy there. They were so well behaved. Everybody was walking up to them. They were proud of the program that we had in the city. I had 3 other mayors to walk up to me and wanted to know that we have it in writing. How do we choose our mayors for the day? And I said, no, I'll see them at events. They'll come up to me, they'll take pictures, they'll grab me by the leg, we'll talk, and I'll just say, hey, you want to be mayor for the day? And they say yes, and I had 7 individuals to be able to take me up on being able to do that. So they went to the Mayor's deal, well behaved. Everybody wanted to copy the program and do that. Then they came back and they participated in the Mayor's Desk podcast today. You got to go back and watch the podcast. They all came up and introduced themselves, said what school they went to, and they said what they had learned for the day. Probably the most common thing that they said is that we love the current mayor. Yeah. I did not coach them, coerce, or force them to say that, but it made me feel good. And then after that, what was the biggest treat of it all? How did we finish up the day? Can't lose with ice cream. I took them downtown. We went to this new ice cream shop called Dream Flavors. I gave them strict rules: 1 scoop, 1 cup. And I let them put a little some sprinkles on top. And we came back, and then they went through what they're getting ready to do now. I am not going to give you the report tonight. I will do the presentations. However, each one of them is going to come to the podium, and they're going to give you the mayor's report for this council meeting. I now turn it over to, who's going first, Emma? All right, future mayor.
Hi, my name's Angeline Everett. I am going to talk about the farmers market this Saturday, May 23rd. It starts at 8 a.m. till 11 a.m. Beside City Hall Railroads, there will be selling fresh vegetables, honey, eggs, baked goods, homemade stuff, and more. It will be every Saturday till August 1st. I will be there selling stuff too.
And also, I would say, as Madison is coming, they wrote their own report. We did not write this for them. They wrote this themselves.
The Screen Scene movie night is Friday 22nd. There will be free popcorn, snow cones, and hot dogs. It is at Beacon Park. The fun starts at 7 o'clock and the movie starts at night.
Good job. Good job. All right. Why don't you stand right here where we can see you? Okay.
Hi, my name is Cecilia. Heroes on the Runway is on June 6th. The doors are open at 5 and it starts at 6. It's at the AGC building. The police, firefighters, and dispatchers are coming.
Good job. Pull your skirt
Hi, my name is Inslee. I'm going to be talking about the Final Inning Festival at Ruffner Ballpark Sports Complex, Saturday, May 23rd, and it'll be at 11:30 a.m. and through 1 p.m., celebrating our second season of softball, baseball, and t-ball. Go Mounties! And championship rings, pizza parties, DJs, games, and team picture day.
Good job, Faye.
That's Faith the Fire right there.
Hi, my name's Faith Cochran, and I will be talking about the Public Works Week Parade on Thursday, May 21st. The parade starts at 10 a.m. at City Hall into Irondale Community School. Make sure to be there for our employees.
All right. You ready, Ames? Okay.
And if you all would just check out that attire, it looks similar to somebody else in the room. They say I just don't have hair.
My name is Ames, and on May 27th, 2026, there will be the hot dog happy hour at the dog park from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Free hot dogs for dogs and people. Oh,
All right, come on, Anderson. Okay.
Jewish Family Night, May 28th, 6 o'clock p.m. at Irondale Library.
Tell them your name. Tell them who you are.
Hi, I'm Anderson Mitchell.
Very good.
When people ask me what was the joy of the day, that was really the joy of the day, to be able to hang out with them and enjoy them. But we have a responsibility to pour into our young people and give them the opportunity to be able to find their purpose and find their dreams. Maybe they want to do it, maybe they don't want to do it. But I enjoyed myself with them today. I want to thank Emma. She was along with us. And then also I had Officer Batson. So it helped that I had a police officer that was carrying a gun for discipline. And we didn't have any problems whatsoever. And I want to thank the parents. You all have done a great job of raising your kids. They were responsible. They well-liked, well-loved. And I just thank you all for allowing them to be able to hang out with us for the time that you did today. And now the big mayor will come down and we'll start giving out some awards. Bow tie, suit, Jordans. Thank you, Ames. Okay, if there's anybody here for Tree City, the proclamation, if you come down to the front at this time. How are you all doing this evening? The City of Irondale proclamation celebrating 18 years as a tree city. Whereas economic, environmental, aesthetics, welfare of the people of Alabama is closely tied to the health and stewardship of our trees and forest lands. And whereas every resident of the City of Irondale benefits either directly or indirectly from the many advantages trees provide, including cleaner air, cooler temperatures, wildlife habitat, stormwater management, and enhanced natural beauty. And whereas trees contribute significantly to the quality of life in our community by improving the public health, reducing noise and glaring, stabilizing soil, and creating inviting spaces for recreation and reflection. Whereas a healthy urban forest is also an economic asset, increasing property values, attracting visitors and investments, and enhancing the overall appeal of our city. Whereas the City of Irondale has demonstrated a long-standing commitment to the responsible urban forestry through planning, planting, maintenance, protection, and replacement of trees throughout our community. And whereas Arbor Day Foundation has recognized the City of Irondale as a Tree City USA community for 18 years, honoring the city's dedication to effective urban forest management and environmental stewardship. And whereas the achievement reflects the hard work and the stewardship of the city leadership, staff, community partners, residents who understand that investing in trees is an investment in the future of Irondale. Now, therefore, I, James D. Stewart, Jr., Mayor of the City of Irondale, Alabama, do hereby recognize and celebrate the City of Irondale designation as a Tree City USA community for 18 years and encourage all citizens to join in preserving, protecting, and expanding our urban canopy for generations to come. In witness whereof, I hereto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Irondale to be affixed on the 20th day of May 2026. I do have one thing that I want to be able to share with you all. I never knew anything about cities doing canopy studies until I was in Austin, Texas, at the Google workshop for mayors to be able to talk about AI. And the city of Austin actually has a plan where they've gone through the city and identified the tree capacity that they have in the community. And when they want trees to be planted, what does that supposed to look like? I was talking to our engineers, which is GMC, and we are getting ready to commission a study in the city of Irondale to determine what is the canopy landscape in the city of Irondale. And how fitting to be able to read this proclamation and to be able to share that information with you all at the same time.
That's incredible.
Okay.
And as a, when you renew your status as a tree city, you get cool stuff. And here's, now you gotta take the cool stuff because you handed me the mic. So you guys have a new flag proclaiming your status as a Tree City USA. There's a couple of street signs somewhere, I think on 78, that proclaim your status as a Tree City, and this, let's hold it right side up, Katie. This is your 18-year celebration, and you have a little medallion that goes on the plaque that's over in City Hall somewhere. But this is Kelly Frank. She's on your tree commission. Y'all have a tree commission. I'm Katie Wiswall. I work for the Forestry Commission, and this is part of my job, getting to celebrate cities like Irondale that care about their trees. So thank you guys very, very much. Next February, we'll have a tree giveaway in front of the caboose during the last week of February, so keep your eyes peeled and come get some free tree seedlings.
If you were a graduate of this Citizen Engagement Institute, will you please come to the front? If you got on a green shirt, would you please come to the front? We are blessed in the city of Irondale. We started, when I first became the mayor, to be able to have a 5-week workshop where we teach people how to be able to navigate through the city. How to be able to, if you got a problem with public works, fire, police, any of those things, how to be able to contact them and how to be able to understand exactly what they do. Currently, we are at 243 individuals that have gone through this course. The last 2 courses has averaged almost 40 people per course. And every time we have another course, I know fewer and fewer people that was a part of that graduating class, which helps me to understand that we must be doing something in a positive way to get people to come out on a Thursday, 5 consecutive Thursdays, to be able to hear municipal information. But I figured it out. If you feed them well, they will come. And this is just a few of the individuals that were in the last graduating class. There were some that were not there to be able to receive their certificate. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to crown them tonight. Everybody else got their certificate? All right. Well, the individual that didn't get their certificate because he had a previous engagement, but I want to ask Mr. Mark Ligori to come and to present him with his certificate of completion. Mr. Ligori, how many did you miss any?
I missed the last one.
You missed the last one, but the 5 you made it to all 5. 4. Well, we still celebrated the 4. Well, that's okay. You still got 80%. You're still good. 4 is what? Yeah, 4 over 5 is 80%. So you still did well. We recognize those that did 4 and those that did 5. You're a fraction. You're a fraction of, But again, we are just glad that you are here tonight and that you had a chance to be able to complete the course. You still get a chance to give your 30-second elevator speech if you so desire. Did you really think that you were going to get out of that? That's the highlight of the meeting.
Well, we've lived in Irondale for 46 years, and the last 4 years have been really the most amazing of those. I've seen the community grow and build, and you're responsible for it. As a minister, one of my favorite phrases is beloved community. It's from Martin Luther King Jr., and I believe we're building that community, and you're helping do that. So that's my elevator speech, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, well, thank you so much. You want to pardon?
You guys can just come around. All right, Mr. LaGore, we're going to get a picture with you and Mayor, and then we're going to get everybody.
We'll get on the pretty side.
Oh, wait.
Hold your certificate up.
Everybody let me get on this side when I take the pictures.
Ready?
I don't have a pretty side.
All right, now everybody come up and let's take a family photo, we'll call it. Mayor, why don't you come right here in the middle? All right, and then we're gonna get on each side of the mayor.
You want me to block a few of them?
No, we're gonna move. All right, Vanessa, you come here on this side. All right. Okay. All right, Mr. LaGore, you come on this side. We need a few more people on this side. Balance it out. All right, everybody, beautiful. All right. Perfect. All right, thank you all.
The City of Irondale has been intentional this year to make sure that we celebrate Jewish American Heritage Month, and that is what we're in for the month of May. We started out on May the 11th with a movie called Rosewall, and I really didn't know a lot about him, but I was amazed at how he planted private schools for African Americans throughout the South. He was the CEO and part owner of Sears and Roebuck. And it was a very wonderful movie that we showed at the library. And then we decided that tonight, we had the proclamation at the first council meeting as well. And tonight we just decided that we wanted to celebrate some Jewish American individuals that have made some outstanding contributions in our community. I'm going to go ahead and I'll call their name. And when I call your name, if you would please come to be able to receive your award, we will really appreciate it. The first person that we have up tonight is Miss Sally Downs. Sally was responsible for bringing the International Recognized Violins of Hope program to Birmingham. If you was at the prayer breakfast, you may have heard Dr. Panion talk about the violin and how they had the program at 16th Street Baptist Church. I think that was in 2018, but Miss Sally was the one that was responsible for that, and we're so glad that you were able to put that together, and we just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The highlight for me of well, there's so many, but one of the highlights for me was when Henry spearheaded the production of Dreams of Hope, a documentary about the concert that was held at the 16th Street Baptist Church. And the former mayor of the city of Birmingham, Mr. Arrington, made the comment, because he was there that night, he said, "We were finally at last one community, not my community, not their community, but our community." And I just want to say how much I appreciate you, Mayor, for what you're doing in the city of Irondale, which is my home. And I think we're on the path to bringing us all together, diverse people in one community. That's right. Thank you. The good side.
I'm gonna get to the good side. Next up, I would say this was one of the best hires when we were looking to be able to have a judge in our municipal court. And there were several people that had came and interviewed for the job, but when this person came, we automatically clicked 6 years ago, and he's still sitting on the bench in the city of Irondale. I'm gonna ask Mr. Brett Bloomston to come on down, the municipal judge for the city of Irondale.
Thank you so much for having me here. Usually I'm sitting up here and being mean to people. No, one of the first things that the mayor said to me when he asked me if I would like to be the judge is basically a mission statement that I've carried with me, and that is we're here to help people. That's also a Jewish thing, tikkun olam, to heal the world. We try to help people, and we're not talking about curing diseases in municipal court or changing the world, but we can change lives one step at a time. We have an incredible court staff. I see some of my folks back here. I want to thank the mayor and the city council for all the diversity, all the inclusion that has been brought to this city. I'm so proud to do what I get to do. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You all really don't want to see him after the night, because if you see him after the night, that means you've done something that you shouldn't have done. Next up, we have the executive director for the Alabama Holocaust Education Center. Lisa lives in Irondale as well. Miss Lisa Bachman. I'll ask her to come on down. Lisa has been inspirational in helping us to be able to do all the events and put all the stuff on, from doing the menorah when we did that in December. And she's just been very encouraging to us to continue to do what we do here at a city. And we're just so glad that you live in the Dale.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just so proud to live in the city of Irondale, where you are recognizing not only Jewish American History Month, but all of the diversity. And to all of you little mayors, congratulations to all of you, and thank you for all you do. What we do at the Alabama Holocaust Education Center is we learn from history. And it sounds like you're already really well on your way from learning these important lessons. And one of the most important lessons that we learned from the Holocaust is to recognize the humanity of every individual. So, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we met this young lady, was it in November? When we had Miss Irondale and Miss Ruffner. She's been an integral part of the city. I see her around here all the time. She was here when we did the proclamation at our last council meeting. I'm going to allow her to come up and tell her own story, but we have Miss Belle Casey, who is Miss Ruffner Mountain 2026. Yeah, just go in.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, everyone. Good evening. Like Mayor said, my name is Belle Casey, and I'm serving as Miss Ruffner Mountain this year. It has been such an honor for me to be involved in your city. You guys have a truly special community, and I hope that you really realize that. There has not been another city that I've seen that has been so intricate and so empowering to the inclusivity that everyone needs in their lives. I think we're in a time in our world where love really can champion hate, and that is exactly what we're doing here in Irondale. So I'm so honored to be a representative of you guys, because it is so important to me as a Jewish young woman myself, but also as someone who can really have a platform and speak up for those who have lost their voices. So I'm so honored to be here. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, for all that you guys have done. It truly means a lot, and you're really making change. And thank you all for being here also. You want your good side?
Yes, you don't mind. You got a much better side than I do there, Ms. Ruffin.
I was told to tell y'all this, I promise. Okay, it's not just me. Miss Alabama is being held June 3rd through the 6th. So if you guys want to come and support me or not, that's okay too. Or Miss Irondale, we would love to have you guys. It is going to be very, very exciting. If you want to talk to me about it, I'd love to talk about it. The Miss Alabama organization is a key part in transforming young women in our state to doing great things and to helping them with going to higher education and everything. I myself have been awarded thousands of dollars from the city and from my time competing that has gone towards my college education. So we're doing great things here in Alabama and here in Irondale, and I cannot wait to continue the legacy of Miss Ruffner Mountain in the future. Thank you.
Next up, when we were trying to identify individuals to be able to give this award to, this person's name kept coming up. I can't say that I knew her before tonight, but it's good when other people can speak highly of you and you don't have to be the microphone to be out there to say it yourself. Miss Lindsay Humphreys from the Employment Specialist with the ARC of Central Alabama, if you would come on down.
I didn't know I had to give a speech, but I just want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to Aaron Arnold, who has been spearheaded this whole Jewish just the month of May. Being a Jewish here that month means a lot to a lot of people, especially the Jewish people that have been overlooked for so long. But now we get to celebrate us, and the community within Irondale also gets to celebrate us. And y'all might not know some things about the Jewish community, and I'm glad that y'all are learning. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. The next person up, I met them when I was serving as the city clerk. And how many people in here remember the Mountain Brook Swim and Tennis Club? And you all know that with the tennis club, it kind of went up in smokes. The city turned around and bought it. There were several different ideas where people wanted to be able to do something to improve the quality of life for the people in the citizens in Irondale. And there was an individual that I remember when he stepped up to the plate and everybody was bashing his idea, was not supportive at all because of the concept that he had of wanting to build close to about 60 homes on that particular lot. He started out, he built them anyway. They started out at probably $400,000. Now they're somewhere in the neighborhood of $800,000 to $900,000, and it has been a great asset and addition to the community. I'm going to ask Mr. Isaac David if he would come down and say a few words from the David Group and the Villas. Well, that's okay. You just got 30 seconds anyway. He said he's not a big speaker. I said, you don't have 30 seconds.
Well, I want to tell you thank you for your leadership, and I enjoy working with you. Compared to another mayors prior to you, is a huge difference to the community. And I'm pushing a lot of different developers come your direction, and I hope you support them, and we continue to develop this community.
Thank you. And there's probably one person in this room that is thinking that we've wrapped up the awards because they helped Emma to be able to put the awards together. However, they've played a very significant role in how the city has been able to approach Jewish Heritage Month and how we've been able to be very proactive in making things happen. She didn't know that she is getting an award. But come on down anyway, Councilwoman Erin Arnold. Erin has been very instrumental in making sure that the Jewish American history has been heard in the city of Irondale. She even invited us to an event that, what was that, Erin, that you had at your house?
Passover.
Passover. She invited us to the house.
Yeah.
You know, one thing she didn't tell us, because I don't drink. And we were going through the process, and they poured a little wine in glass and everything. And, you know, I'm just like, I just drank everything. And then she said, Mayor, you got 4 more glasses. And we only live about about 5 houses away from up the road and whatever. And the next day she said, I was so worried about you. I didn't know if you were going to make it home. I said, well, Erin, if I would have had to get out that truck and just walk up the hill, I would have been able to do that. But Erin, you've been a breath of fresh air. You've been a bright light to all of the things that we've been doing here. And we would have been remiss not to be able to provide you with the award, because you're the catalyst behind all of this. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. I'm very humbled to stand here. I think when I think about why I ran for this position and why I wanted to work with Mayor Stewart so much, I think that I recognized in you that ethos of, we're here to make this world a better place. We're here to kind of look at our corner of the world and say, what can we do to make this better? And that's one of the most Jewish values I've been raised with, is that, you know, you're not required to finish the work, but you're not at liberty to desist. You just put your head down, make things better step by step. And so it has been an honor. I guess, 6 months, 7 months? So 3.5 to go. But it's also been amazing to participate in Jewish American Heritage Month, and I'm really looking forward to Family Fun Night on Thursday the 28th at 6 p.m. in our beautiful library. This is open to everybody. There's going to be food. There's going to be some great activities, just kind of introducing you to your Jewish neighbors, our traditions, some of our customs, and our culture. We'll have live music with the Violins of Hope, so you're not going to want to miss this.
Are we going to have any brisket?
We will not have brisket. Well, okay, maybe we'll have brisket. I don't know. I can't promise brisket, but there will be food.
Okay. All right.
So thank you.
Thank you, Erin.
I'll get to your good stuff.
That concludes the mayoral report. And thank my 7 little wonderful mayors. Please give them another hand before I go and sit down, because, I mean, this room is packed. And they're in the 4th grade, 3rd grade, and Anderson is in the 2nd grade. And for them to get up in front of all of you people and to be able to write their own script, that's truly amazing. I just want to give you all a shout out. And we hope that you all don't run for office in 2029. If you all just wait to 2033, I'll be through by then. You all can take over and do your thing. But again, thank you all so much. Council President, this ends my report.
Now, so since we have some mayors for the day, I would be remiss if I did not ask, does that conclude the mayor's report? Yes?
Am I through? Do you all say that we are through? We signing off?
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much. Thank you, Mayor. Thank
All
you,
right.
mayors, for the day. We appreciate you. Before we get into all of our council reports, if y'all are here for the mayor's report and y'all would like to leave the room, this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. You are obviously all welcome to stay, but we would go ahead and give that opportunity now. We'll let the room settle for a moment.
They will fight.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you all, but the air is broken. We'll try to
Feels good.
expedite things and make sure that we get you all out.
There was an ulterior motive to getting the room to, clear out.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Appreciate it, Council President. You on top of your game tonight.
I'm trying. Well, very good. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. I know we've got a packed agenda, so we'll get started on it. We'll go ahead and pick back up on our agenda with council member reports, but I just appreciate you guys' presence. When it gets back to me, I'll cover some housekeeping rules and things of that nature, and we'll just discuss the format of the meeting for the rest of the evening. That being said, Councilman London, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Council President. And first of all, good evening to everyone, and congratulations to all the award winners tonight, especially Little Mayors. Always great to see them. One thing I realized tonight, that Irondale, for a small city, have so much talent, unhidden talent in this city. And I'm thank the mayor for just being able to just bring some of that talent to the forefront, so we all can know who they are. So congratulations to all of you. And my right ear wants to say thank you to Mr. Arnold for being here. And I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave that where it is. But thank you, this right ear, really thank you. You're a breath of fresh air to be able to sit next to for the next 4 years, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'm even sitting closer now than I ever been. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you. Yeah. You're not my hero, but you're getting there. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Arnold, your report, please, ma'am.
So in the interest of getting out of here quickly because of the air, I just have a couple of thanks. I want to thank the library for hosting the screening of Rosenwald. It went seamlessly. It was great to have so many people come out for that. I want to thank the Senior Center for inviting me to the Mother's Day tea. I had a wonderful time. I think just all of hearing from our mini mayors, all of the things going on this weekend, I hope that everybody will take an opportunity to come out and be in community, at least one of the, 5 events? I already plugged Family Fun Night, and then my next office hours will be June 6th from 2 to 4 p.m. in the library. That's it.
All right. Councilman Box, your report, sir.
Thank you, Council President. Just echoing Councilman London and Councilwoman Arnold's announcements of everybody being here, and Mayor, your leadership and servantship at God's direction has been amazing for us. Talked about several years ago, Psalms 33, how blessed it is when brothers and sisters dwell in unity. So with that said, I want to acknowledge our firefighters for 202 total assists just this month. You can look on, there will be several things to look at on there. But I want to bring up one other thing, and this is maybe not so positive, but I'm going to try to put it in a positive way. I love that the mayor wants us to be a beloved community, and I think we're well on our way to that. But in the midst of that, can we not try harder to be a loving community? We don't have to agree with each other on everything, but we get so many things on Facebook that are not loving, they're not kind, they're opinionated, and in most cases, the ones that are that way and are negative and not loving are not fully truthful. Spin from either direction, ladies and gentlemen, is no good. The truth is the only thing that sets us free. Let's be kind, let's be loving, let's be truthful. If you're fearful of coming to a council meeting, I'm sure the mayor would make sure we have some officers that can escort you in and escort you out, get you safely so you don't have to live in fear. How horrible it is to live in fear. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Sims, your report.
Good evening, everybody. First, I want to congratulate all the Shades Valley High School seniors who graduated today. JCAB has moved to Fultondale, but they'll be graduating tomorrow, so we've got a few Irondale residents who'll be graduating tomorrow from there. And also JCA, I believe, graduates tomorrow as well, so congrats to all of our seniors, and good luck to what they're going to go on and do next. And also, this is Memorial Day weekend, so just everybody, while you're out having fun, be safe, and take a moment to remember and honor those who served their country and did not come home. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Sims. My report goes, a week or so ago, had an opportunity to join the Bend and celebrate the Grillin' in the Grove 5th annual iteration of that. Had a good time. I think there were a few competitors that were scared off by the rain, but we had 2 diehard barbecue contestants that braved what wound up being a very nice, sunny, pleasant day. So I just want to thank those grillers for their presence. One of which is also an Irondale employee who lives up in I think, John, your neighborhood, your neck of the woods. You know who I'm talking about? I can't remember his name. Lives up in Holiday Gardens. Yep, Tim, there you go. So the 2 contestants put out some really, really good stuff. I can tell you, if you ever needed me to come judge a barbecue contest, I am more than willing to take on that hardship. So it was good stuff, and I think we're going to go ahead, and I've made it a personal goal to stick a pin in that for next February from the planning standpoint, and see if we can maybe do some discretionary, get some more visibility on that, and make it a little bit of a bigger event, because it really was cool, and so many people from the community came out, and obviously that's kind of their thing. They've been doing it for a while and everything like that, but I'd love to get some more visibility, get some more people in the Bend, celebrate that area of our neighborhood. For council, just a heads up, just lobbing this out here. Sorry for the sneak attack. I just told Lee. That's only because I forget stuff all the time, and when I remember them, it's time to talk about them, right? So I will not be able to join this body for the first meeting in June. That would be June the 2nd. Obviously, in interest of making sure that there is a quorum, is there any other absences that's anticipated on June the 2nd? Because I don't want to reschedule just for me, but if my absence is going to contribute to the lack of a quorum, I just want to double check real quick. June 2nd, are you guys all good for June the 2nd? Okay, right on, perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and bow out of that. It's a work commitment, an after-hours work commitment, so my apologies there. I think it's been a few years since I missed one, so please forgive me if that would be so kind. All right, cool. Thank you very much. That concludes my report. We will go ahead and get on with the rest of our agenda. At this time, we will go ahead and accept public comments to, before I do this, ground rules, right? So we have some public hearings. There's probably some people that don't necessarily come to our meetings on a regular basis, might not know the rules to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have public comments on non-agenda items first, then we'll get into the deliberation. Eventually, we'll get to the point where we have a approved agenda, and then we will begin to accept comments on agenda items only. Now, in regards to those 2 public hearings that we have regarding our rezonings, I don't typically allow comments on rezoning public hearings during, in general, comments on agenda items. So if you have a comment on a public hearing, I ask that those comments be done inside of that public hearing. It'll be very obvious when we get there. I will ask the body to move into said public hearing, and then we'll be in there. We'll talk about particularly which one we're referring to. We'll usually do the pros first. You got 2 minutes. Then we'll move on to the cons. You've got 2 minutes. So I am going to be enforcing the 2 o'clock clock on all comments. But like I said, the main point is if you have a comment on a public hearing, keep it in that public hearing when that becomes open at that time. Fair enough? All right. We'll go ahead and once again accept public comments to the council on non-agenda items. Any non-agenda items? Yes, ma'am.
Kim Hartley, 2304 4th Avenue South. Speaking of upcoming city council meetings, wanted to remind y'all the primary runoff election is on June the 16th, which I believe is also a city council night, as well as I think I saw a CDA meeting on your calendar. So if y'all would be so kind as to reschedule those and allow us to use this room, we would greatly appreciate it.
Fair enough. We can do that. Thank you, Ms. Kim. Do we have any? Thank you for your efforts in your team's efforts last night. I saw you hauling the sign in at 7 o'clock on the dot. All right. Any other comments on non-agenda items? All right. Fair enough. We will move on down the line. Let's see here. At this time, we would take any reports from any boards, non-council committees, or department heads. Any other council, non-committees, department heads? All right. Fair enough. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and move into the council deliberation phase of our agenda. We have, at this time, 12 items on proposed consent, and then we've got 3 items on the regular agenda. So item number 1, resolve that Resolution 2024 R178B amends Resolution 2024 R178A to amend the amount of public funds allocated to Jefferson County, Alabama for the consideration of a storm shelter in the city of Irondale for a total amount of $296,890.50. Mayor, is there anything you want to speak on that, or should I just turn it over to the council for questions?
Ahead and give a short comment on it. When they got out there and began to do the work on the actual lot, they realized that where we were going to build the parking lot, the soil still wasn't feasible enough to be able to do it there. And there's about, I think maybe 6 feet or something of soil throughout where the parking lot was going to be, is going to have to be removed. It increased the cost of the project to about, I'll just say $76,000 just to be able to round it off. And after having a conversation with Heather Carter, and because Commissioner Knight was so gracious in providing us with the bulk of the money to be able to do this, we decided that that additional cost for the change order, that we would go ahead and split the cost that was around $37,000, that now adds the city portion to $296,890.50.
Thank you, sir. Councilman London, any questions?
No question.
All right. Councilwoman Arnold?
No question.
Councilman Box?
Thanks for that explanation, Mayor.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And no questions for myself. Do we agree to leave item number 1 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Item number 2 for deliberation on proposed consent, resolve the Resolution 2026 R06B amends Resolution 2026 R06A to add the final inning festival as a 2026 city event and authorize the expenditures related thereto. One of our many mayors just kind of took us through that during the announcement. So, Councilman London, any questions?
The word I like is final.
Final.
Like final, like that word.
Fair enough.
But no question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No, great.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. Do we agree to leave this item on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
Right on. Item number 3, resolve that Resolution 2026 R25A amends Resolution 2026 R25, adopting an Employee Excellence Award policy for the City of Irondale employees. Mayor, I know that you recognize your city employees from time to time for acts of extraordinary greatness. Assuming this is kind of putting some criteria in place, but I'm curious to see what you have to say about this, sir.
The criteria is already in place. The problem was when we wrote the policy, it was created for only one person at a time to be able to receive something out of that department.
Okay.
Then we realized it may be sometimes when there are 6 people working on the project that has made an impact to the city, and selecting one out of the 6 will piss off the other 5. And we are amending it now basically to say, if it's somebody that was working on the project, we'll we don't want to create that kind of division among the ranks, that we will present it to the entire group instead of selecting one person out of the group to be able to get the award.
I can only imagine what that conversation looked like when that crossed your desk.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
fair enough. Councilman Lennon, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No question.
Councilman Box?
No question.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. Do we agree to leave item number 3 on consent?
Yes.
Right on. Item number 4, resolve that resolution 2026 R111 authorizes the allocation of public funds from the FY 25-26 discretionary fund of Councilor John London in the amount up to $300 to be used exclusively for the summer screen scene movie night on May 22nd, 2026, and $300 to be used exclusively for the screen scene movie night on June 19th, 2026. You've already sponsored these historically. What would you like to say, Councilman London?
Glad to do it.
Glad to do it?
Yep.
Fair enough. Councilwoman Arnold?
No question.
Councilman Box?
Thank you, John.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. Do we agree to leave item number 4 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
Right on. Item number 5 on proposed consent, resolve that resolution 2026 R112 renames Pine Whispers Drive, a road located in the city limits of Irondale, to Whispering Pines Drive. Name change. We know that there's some development going on in that general area. Councilman London, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No question.
Councilman Bach?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
Myself, no questions. Do we agree to leave item number 5 on consent?
Yes.
Right on. Item number 6, resolve the resolution 2026 R113 authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an amendment to an agreement with Kemp Management Solutions LLC for the provision of parentheses, construction phase support, and I, end parentheses, construction closeout support for renovations to the Irondale Civic Center and the construction of Fire Station Number 3 in an amount not to exceed $18,000 per month. Mayor Stewart, any comments on this one?
The projects have gone longer than we expected for them to take to bring them to completion. There was a 30-month contract that we had with Kemp to be able to be the project manager on those. Let me say this is not because the projects have been delayed or they've been pushed back or anything like that. We just did not start them within the time frame that we thought that we would to be able to complete those within the 30 months. They would still be the project managers on the fire station as well on the Civic Center. Civic Center is very, very complex project. You all need to have Brad to take you up there to be able to see all the stuff that they've done there. But basically, we want a professional to be able to manage about $30 million in investments. In Kemp Management Solutions, we're doing it as we started this project, and I would love to see them bring it to the finish line.
Fair enough. Councilman London?
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No question. Mayor, will we get a report on whether we're under budget on any of the projects at this point?
I can provide you all with a up-to-date budget. Let us make it through, the day is the what, 20th?
Yes, sir.
Allow us to make it through the May 31st, and I will have your report at the, we'll just say no later than the June 17th meeting if you all decide to do it on a Wednesday, but I'll try my best to be able to have something by June the 2nd.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. No further questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. Do we agree to leave item number 6 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Item number 7, resolve the resolution 2026 R114 authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to accept an America 250 AL grant from Alabama USA Semi-Quincentennial Commission in the amount of $2,500 even for the I Love Irondale Day. Mayor Stewart, I know that the celebration's coming around. We've had it on the books, but anything you want to say about the grant specifically?
I think the grant is not for I Love Irondale Day, but it should be for American 250 Day because we're doing that on July the 4th.
Okay, I was just going off the.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm asking that a correction be made to that because I don't believe that $2,500 is for I Love Irondale Day. That is for And it may have been when we submitted the grant at that time,
Gotcha.
but April and I will discuss it. But it's going for the July 4th celebration for America 250.
Gotcha. So please note the amendment, guys, on that resolution. That being said, Councilman London, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No, I'm good.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions as well. Probably should, whoever introduces the agenda should probably go ahead and make that statement, make that edit when it is being introduced. Do we agree to leave item number 7 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Item number 8, resolve the resolution 2026 R115 authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an agreement with RecDeck LLC for payment services in an amount not to exceed $25 per month. I know this involves being able to pay some fees for some of the park and rec activities. The people, the person that is participating and paying those fees pays pretty much everything in regards to the entirety of that transaction. We're not really on the hook for anything. Did I summarize that fair enough?
You did.
Okay. Any questions on that particular item?
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
I'm good, thank you.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. Do we agree to leave item number 8 on consent?
Yes.
Perfect. Item number 9, resolve that resolution 2026 R116 authorizes Mayor James C. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an agreement with William Blackstock Architects for furniture, fixtures, and equipment, parentheses, FF&E, in parentheses, design and procurement services for the Irondale Civic Center project in an amount not to exceed $64,000 plus approved reimbursable expenses. Do we have Mr. Doss with us this evening? Okay, perfect. Hey, greetings, sir. We just introduced number 9 on the agenda, and we just wanted to see if there was anything that you wanted to say about that. Okay, perfect. If you'll just hang out. Councilman London, any questions from
No
Mr. Doss?
question.
All right, Councilwoman Arnold?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No, no questions, I'm good.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And I have no questions. Thank you very much. Mhm. Do we agree to leave item number 8 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Item number 10, resolve that resolution 2026 R117 authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to apply for grant funding from the Office of the Secretary of Transportation, U.S. Department of Transportation. Chief McDaniel, this has your name beside it. Is there anything that you would like to say regarding this item?
This is just a, hold on a minute.
I just would have grabbed your microphone. Yeah. He also doubles his audio video, so he's very
Sorry.
particular.
Yeah, it was muted in the back. So this is a regional grant that we're doing in working with Rocky Ridge, Vestavia, Cabo Valley, Hoover, several other agencies, but it would be for us to carry blood products on our units and be able to give blood products in case of a MVC on the interstate. Someone needs needs blood. This grant is aimed to reduce deaths on the interstate, so that's what we're trying to hit, that long area of 459 and 20 that we would be able to do. So they've already been working on the narrative stuff for the grant, but for us to submit everything, we wanted to get this passed. We will manage the grant, Irondale will, and we'll have MOUs with the other departments that we're working with, but we would manage this, and it would, whereas it only may cost us a few $1,000s to be able to do this, it would normally cost us $40,000 to $50,000 to get started on it. But this, this is just a few $1,000s investment for, up to 5 years before we would have to purchase anything else.
Nice, thank you. Councilman London?
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
I think it's wonderful. No questions.
Thank you.
Councilman Box?
Thank you, Chief, that's going to be great.
Councilman Sims?
I think it's it sounds great. So this grant I'm assuming there would be training involved plus some sort of specialized equipment in the unit that would hold the blood product.
Yeah, so we would have training to go along with it, but it would purchase the cooler units that they would have on the truck. Plus, we would have some extras. So if any broke within the group, that we could replace that, and then it buys the initial units of blood. We will have a program that we work through with UAB to be able to We'll have a rotation of the blood so that we get it rotated before it expires. As long as we do that with UAB, we don't pay for the new blood. We'll have a rotation with that. So that'll cover all of those initial costs to get that going.
Outstanding, thank you.
And I don't know why this crossed my radar, but this is a brand new thing that first responders like firefighters have been allowed to do, right? Or am I?
Yeah, this is a newer thing that you're seeing. I think we've seen in Birmingham do it. Hoover's actually been doing it for just a little bit.
Okay.
But we wanted to do this regionally and work together so that we can work between each city to be able, if one uses one and we need to get another one over there, we have it. So it's been a big project that our EMS officers been working on with the EMS officers from those locations. So yes.
Nice. Thank you very much for the forward thinking and managing all this.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Do we agree to leave item number 10 on consent?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Item number 11 on proposed consent, resolve the resolution 2026 R118 authorizes Mayor James Ducey Jr. or his designee to purchase a transport van from Quality Van and Specialty Vehicles in an amount not to exceed $153,900. This has Horsley's name by it. I'm not sure if he's here. Okay. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, perfect. Anything y'all want to say about this particular item?
Well, basically, it's something that the city needs with it growing like it is. Right now, we're making multiple trips or sending multiple units down to transport inmates from Jefferson County back here for court. With this van, it's a multi-purpose van. We can pick up all inmates in one trip and then make one trip do. And it's also wheelchair accessible as well.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman London?
For a second there, I thought you were lost for words. You was making me nervous there for a second, but appreciate you. No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
I think you answered my question.
Councilman Box?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I think it's a great thing. More departments need to have that.
Yeah.
Councilman Sims?
Will this be, I guess, whose van will it be? Will it be police, will it be courts, or shared? Or is that still in discussion?
More or less it'll be shared because now we'll also expand on our tactical unit as well. So they're making multiple arrests on what they do. And again, this van will be used to carry not only males and females all at the same time.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I never thought about the complexity of having to transport males and females until today when I was kind of talking about that. But it sounds like a positive step in the right direction, and it should keep some of our officers on beat and not having them running the roads transporting people. So I think it's fantastic. Thank you for the forward thinking. Perfect. Do we agree to leave item number 11 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Item number 12, resolved that resolution 2026 R119 authorizes the submission of an application for ALDOT funding through the Transportation Alternatives Set-Aside Program for pedestrian and streetscape improvements along Crestwood Boulevard from 16th Street to 20th Street. Mayor Stewart, what say you?
We are applying for a grant to upgrade Crestwood Boulevard. A few years ago, we did what was called an Apple study, and there were a lot of recommendations that came out of the study. And although Crestwood Boulevard, I always say that it's the living room to the city of Irondale, and we want to make sure, although we're spending money in all these other places, we want to make sure that we invest in Crestwood Boulevard as well. We are applying for a $800,000 TAP grant to be able to do those improvements.
Fair enough. Councilman London?
Any, when you say improvements, anything that comes to mind at this time?
Well, one of the things is you're riding down Crestwood Boulevard, you've realized that at any point in time, you can just turn off the road. I mean, there's no curb, there's no sidewalks. I mean, there's no nothing. You just, if you want to get off the road, you just get off the road.
That's correct.
And this is to be able to make it more aesthetically pleasing by improving the appearance with the possibility of putting a sidewalk from 16th Street all the way down to, I want to say, what's that, the end of where the storage units are, right there by Simply 10. to be able to do that by, people are always talking about, Mayor, we want more sidewalks, we want more sidewalks. Well, this may allow us to be able to do that, but also to do some aesthetics on Crestwood, but also to be able to do some things to make it more driver friendly as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilman Lennon, any questions?
That's it.
Councilwoman Arnold?
Is this in addition to the gateway or?
Yes, this is a separate, this is a totally separate project. The Gateway is to improve the appearance on 16th Street.
Okay.
This is to be able to improve the appearance on Highway 78.
Okay, thank you.
But they both tie into each other.
Councilman Box?
That's great, Mayor. I'm glad you're finding more money.
There you go. And Councilman Sims?
It sounds great. Thank you.
And I think it sounds fantastic. I remember when the bank, when the Regions was still open, leaving in the afternoon, and people would start turning into that turn lane down by Ossoff's.
That's right.
And you were taking your life in your own hands trying to cut across that road. So, to your point, just being able to pull off Crestwood Boulevard at any point, that's, yeah. So thank you for that. Thank you for that forward thinking. Do we agree to leave item number 12 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Before we move on to the regular agenda and start working through the one item that we can discuss before we get into public hearings, legal reached out and said that we need to revisit item number 1 on consent. Legal, what say you on some proposed changes that need to be made to item number 1?
which would actually take the total amount of the storm shelter project cost to $259,266.60 instead of the $296 that's actually listed in that document.
Okay. So just a question for you. When the agenda is introduced, can we just introduce the agenda with that amendment of the 259, 266, and 60 cents?
And the 37,623.90, and we'll get it done correctly.
Gotcha. So specifically for the person who introduces this, we just need to introduce that the city portion has moved by 37,623.90 for a total of 259, 266.60. All right, did y'all take note on that? Y'all good?
She said 269 or 266? 259. 60. Right, thank you.
Perfect, thank you. That being said, since we did just make a modification or clarify the text there, do we still agree to leave item number 1 on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. All right. We'll go ahead and move into our regular agenda. Item number 13 is a public hearing. We will come to that as we're moving through our regular agenda. Item number 14 is a public hearing. Item number 15 is an ordinance. Item number 15, ordain that ordinance 2026-20 amends Chapter 6, Fire Prevention and Protection of the Municipal Code of the City of Irondale, Alabama, to allow the city to charge a fee for service for cost recovery on non-emergent assist responses to Alabama state licensed assisted living, residential care, and nursing facilities. Chief, is there anything you would like to say about this one?
And I know I've had a few questions. I just want to clarify, this is just for those facilities. It's not for anybody just going to someone's residence to do a lift assist. These are the places where they have people that could pick people up that are not injured, that fall, that we're having to carry vehicles to. And most of the time most of the time it's a fire engine because it's someone that's not injured and we can't send the transport unit and tie them up on a lift assist where we may have a medical emergency, we need to transport someone. So we're taking a fire engine to go to these facilities to lift someone up back in the chair, back in the bed, and there's perfectly capable people that can do that at those facilities. So that's what this is for. But again, it's not if we come to your house and you fall and you need help, we're still going to do that. There's no fee for that. I just want to clarify that that's not what this is about.
Thank you for that clarification, Chief. Councilman London, any questions for
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No question.
Councilman Box?
No questions. Thank you, Chief.
Councilman Sims?
Thank you for that explanation. Also, do you have any, I guess, rough data of like how often you were getting these calls?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting those sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. It's not every day. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 times, but at least we're going at least once every other day if we're not going 2 or 3 times a day. But I can definitely share those numbers with you.
Several firemen.
Yeah, you have a fire truck. I mean, if we know there's no injury, if they don't report that, we're going to send just the fire truck. But you know, if they're not sure, then we're going to send the transport unit with them as well. So.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate
Absolutely.
it, Chief. I don't have any questions. This is an ordinance, so it needs to remain on the regular agenda. All right.
Thank y'all.
So that covers the deliberation on consent and the one regular agenda item that we can discuss at this moment. That being said, I would ask for a movement on the form of the agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the form of the agenda with the following amendments to item number 1 on consent agenda. The city's portion of $37,623.90 decreases the total cost that's on the paper to $259,266.60, which is an increase of $37,623.90.
I felt like we had one more change.
Yes, we do.
7.
The second change, I was making sure I had that clear, would be number 7, deleting the portion of I Love Irondale Day.
Perfect. Do we need to replace that with 4th of July
July
celebration?
4th celebration. America 250.
Okay, fair enough. Is the introduction for the form of the agenda, does that pass legal? Okay,
Second.
perfect. All right, Councilman Box moved the form of the agenda. Councilman Sims seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and move into to comments to the council on agenda items only, but not the public hearing. We'll take the comments on the public hearing inside the public hearing. So this would be everything else but the public hearing. Comments to the council on agenda items only. Everybody's here for a public hearing, huh? All right, fair enough. With no comments on the agenda, well, I would ask for a approval of the consent agenda.
Move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, that was approved by Councilman Sims, I believe seconded by Councilwoman Arnold. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Perfect. So that takes care of all of those items. Thank you all for that. We'll go ahead and move to our regular agenda, item number 13. Public hearing ordained that ordinance 2026-18 rezones the property located at 2590 Edwards Street, Irondale, Alabama 35210 from R5 Townhome District to R6 Planned Use Development PUD. Mr. Cochran, this has your name beside it. Is there anything you want to say about this?
No, I think they would be able to explain it.
Okay. Well, before I get ahead of myself, motion to move into public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
All right. Moved by Councilman London, second by Councilman Sims. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you. You said you don't have anything for us, real quick, Greg? All right. Perfect. So if you would come up and tell us a little bit about what we're talking about tonight.
Thank you. Good evening.
If we
Mr.
could get your
President.
name and address as well.
Yeah, I will. And council members, Mr. Mayor, my name is Charlie Beavers. My office address is 4301 Dolly Ridge Road, Birmingham 35243. I'm here on behalf of SOAR Holdings LLC, which is the owner of the property. When this process started, the property I think was owned by John Posey, but our client has actually closed on the acquisition of the property, is now the owner. Shlomit Lagasse is here, and Blake Baxter. They are principals with the entity that has purchased the property and proposes this development. Also, we have Wade Lowry with EDG Engineering here. He will participate in our presentation, and Blake Baxter will close up our presentation once Wade has completed his comments. What I propose to do is just give a general description of why we're here and why we're asking for this rezoning, and then Wade will come up and get into the details of the site plan that we propose for the development. There was a court decree in, as you all may actually all know this, but there was a court decree in 1995 which zoned the property for R5 townhomes. That court decree was accompanied with a recorded covenant which tied the property to a specific site plan. The two main features of that site plan were that it limited the number of residential townhome units in the development to 66, no more than 66, and it required a 40-foot wide natural buffer along one end of the property. That site plan has access off of Old Grants Mill, one single access there, and it showed the arrangement of the townhomes and the streets within the development. The topography there is very rough, as you will hear from Wade. Our folks looked at it and said there's a much better way to develop this in a different kind of site plan that will not require as much site work, earth removal, and the like. And so the covenant that ties the property to the site plan that we want to move from says that it can be revised or will no longer be in effect if the property is rezoned. So we're going through this process to come from R5 to, I believe it is R6 townhome, in order to allow the new site development plan to go forward in lieu of the one that was presented in the covenants back in 1995. When we appeared before the Planning Commission, we had neighbors who spoke about some concerns. One of those was that the original site plan, new site plan that was proposed, originally had some commercial in it. As a result of those comments, that has been deleted. There were also concerns about the buffer and making it thicker, and we've had conversations about trying to do that. There were also concerns about traffic on Old Grants Mill. And I have driven that, and I understand those concerns. Since the Planning Commission met, which we're grateful they recommended approval of what we proposed, we've had a meeting with the neighborhood. A number of the members of the neighborhood came, and out of that meeting, there was discussion about still the concerns on an access on Old Grants Mill. We had, by that time, worked out an arrangement where we would have that access and have just emergency-only access back onto Edwards. Coming out of that meeting, and as a result of discussions that our engineer has had with the city's engineer and with the fire department, the decision has been made, and we're going to present the details of this plan to have one access only off of Edwards. It's a very good road. It doesn't have the curvature and sight distance issues that Old Grants Mill has. That, as I understand it, has been approved by the city engineer and the fire department, subject to there being sprinkling of the townhomes, which our client would be willing to do. But the details of that will all be presented when Wade Lowry comes up here and makes his presentation. But the limitation of no more than 66 homes and the requirement of the 40-foot buffer will remain. One of the part of the discussion with the city about the changing of the access and limiting it to Edwards Road was that the interior roads, and you'll see this on the site plan, should connect and not have a dead end. There is a plan that's been submitted. It has a hammerhead, but it also has a drawing on it that says this will be connected, subject to the details of that being approved by the city engineer and the fire marshal. And we also propose that when we submit that plan, we submit also additional landscaping for evergreens in the 40-foot natural buffer, and we will coordinate with the neighborhood for their comments on that and then have that approved by your city engineer as well, if that would be acceptable to this body. So that's why we're here. And then the details of the plan and the changes in the plan, we'd like to have Wade Lowry come up and present those, and then we would like to close with a comment from our principal and the developer. Unless y'all have any questions at this point.
Any questions for this gentleman, Councilman London?
I'll wait to hear from the rest of the guys.
All right. Thank you.
Well, I was going to say, and he may answer the question, when you say 66 units, are you talking about 66 buildings with 2 or 3 houses in one building? Or what are you talking about, 66 units?
66 townhomes.
66
townhomes. Both plans.
Comprised of how many buildings?
Wade can give you that detail. I don't remember exactly how many, but we got the plan and it'll show that detail. And that's consistent with the plan that was agreed to and put in the covenants in terms of the numbers of units. We could actually be a few less than that, but we would not be any more than that. And the units are the same sizes, the same general configuration. Just this plan works out better with the topography.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Councilman Sims?
I'm good.
The only thing I've kind of received feedback on, and if there's a better person to ask this, just defer it. But the location of the common area, I believe that was a subject of debate during that meeting.
Yes, there was a concern that the common area up near the 40-foot wide buffer would be used in a way that might be infringe on the privacy of the neighbors in the back, and that will just be a buffer. It will not have any amenities or anything like that in it.
Understood.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Great. So, thank you. If I could. So my name is Wade Lowry. My company is Engineering Design Group. We're at 120 Bishop Circle in Pelham. At the Planning Commission meeting, we displayed these same images, and we kind of started with an overview of where the site is located to make sure we are all on the same page of where that is. I have hard copies of that if the screen is not going to work.
Can we rotate that so we can
Right.
see it?
I think this is our work. Oh, okay, now I can see it.
There we go. Thank you.
So, if you are familiar with Abington Summit Point, the location of, it's an age-restricted apartment community, is here on the corner of Grants Mill and Old Grants Mill. It's right here at the bottom of this screen. This site we're talking about today is here, bound to the west by Old Grants Mill, to the north by Grants Mill Drive, and then to the south and east by Edward Street. So we're right there. And that area photo shows that some work has been completed on that site in the past. So for location's sake, I just wanted everybody to understand what is around. Just in case you step away from it. Thank you, thank you. All right, so we'll go to another PDF, and I'm not near smart enough to know how to operate this. Right. So I'd like to show you right now the original site plan that was approved all those years ago can I scroll this up? Wow, yes, thank you. So that is the old site plan that was approved those years ago, showing 66 units. The number of units that are proposed in the new site plan is the same number. So there's no additional density or anything. So at the bottom of this sheet, it will show you how the access led down to Old Grants Mill Road. It's actually incorrectly named on this old map. Old Grants Mill Road is here. The site accessed Old Grants Mill Road only. And what that site plan represents is a large, essentially flat area in the middle of the site. And that simply, we believe, is not feasible for the development. You'd be taking basically that entire hillside out of there, hauling material by the truckload out of the site. So over the course of the past, 9 months, we've developed an updated plan that I'll show you now
me see if I can remember how you did that. All right. So this is our new site plan. If I can get it to move. Here we are. So we are oriented a little differently. Old Grants Mill Road is on the west side of the page. Edwards Street is right here in the southeast corner. You can see now we've reoriented the layout of the buildings to work more with the topography of the site, essentially stair-stepping up the hillside, taking advantage of the existing topography. As Mr. Beaver said earlier, in meetings with, well, our Planning Commission hearing and then meetings with the Neighborhood Association, we heard concerns and we feel like we've addressed those. One of the most recent ones is the requirement of 2 accesses, one to Old Grants Mill Road, and then we had one shown for Edwards Street. Old Grants Mill Road is a small road, and there's already a lot of traffic on it, and we recognize that, and it was a concern brought up by the neighbors. So just Friday and Monday, I was able to coordinate with the city engineer and the fire chief, Captain Holliday, about the idea of having only one access to the site. He reviewed our drawings, took time to look at everything we had presented, and then contacted me back on Monday saying that that would be acceptable if, as Mr. Beaver said, all of the units contain residential sprinklers, and that instead of a hammerhead, the T shape you see on the northwest corner of that street would continue around so that there's a continuous loop of road around the site. And on that site plan, I've illustrated that with the dashed line work. So that is the plan that we, assuming the project moves forward, would continue with. So there are months of design left to do before permits are issued. The city has to have our plans to provide a full review to conformance with the city's ordinances. We have to have permits from the state of Alabama for environmental reasons, erosion control. We have to have permits from Jefferson County Environmental Services for sanitary sewer. So this is just the development of that plan using the land as we see more fit after we've taken a much closer look at it. Our firm has performed a boundary and topographic survey of the site. The dark line surrounding the entire site is the actual boundary of the property as surveyed. And then the topography we know, we've captured that through ground run survey. And we are very confident about that layout and design. So I will take any technical engineering related questions that you may have, be happy to discuss.
Councilman Linden.
Sorry. You answered the question. I think the concern that the community had, and my concern also, was the traffic on Old Grants Mill Road. So you took that out and put it on Edwards. You're good with that? Is that also going to be the construction road, Edwards?
Yes, sir. So because one of the things, the challenges that we faced when we had an access down to Old Grants Mill Road is the topography. When you come off of Old Grants Mill Road into the site, the topography is near vertical.
Correct.
So to even construct a construction access road down to Old Grants Mill would be, quite a feat.
Right.
So the plan is to have construction access through Edwards Street. One of the things that will be required by the state for stormwater erosion control permitting is washdown and collection areas of washdown water for construction equipment. We're not allowed, I say we, I draw lines on paper. Contractor is not allowed to bring dirt into the street. And that's a city ordinance as well as a state ordinance. So that is where that would take place. Yes, sir.
All right, and my last question. that Edwards Road's probably gonna get torn up. Are y'all gonna fix that back?
Yes, sir. So Edwards is a fully developed and paved street that we can only assume meets the city's subdivision regulation and ordinance. City's subdivision ordinance requires a certain buildup of asphalt in those streets that is to ALDOT specifications. However, the construction traffic is heavy equipment. Not that heavy equipment would be going over that every single day. There will be heavy equipment coming at the beginning of construction, but that would happen, you know, basically at the beginning and the end. Daily traffic would be more pickup trucks, passenger equipment, crews coming and going from the day. But I do not think it is out of order to, you know, request some kind of surety that Edwards Street would be repaired should something happen to it during the construction of the project.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Councilwoman Arnold?
So does this mean there will no longer be an entryway from Old Grants Mill? It'll be blocked as...
That's correct. Actually, take my portable mic back. So what would ultimately happen is the old plan, we were disturbing the ground all the way down to Old Grants Mill Road in order simply to build that roadway, right? So now that we're not building that roadway, our disturbance, you know, I can't stand here and guarantee, but it will be nowhere near the right-of-way of Old Grants Mill Road. In fact, the ground is so much higher above Old Grants Mill Road, it is possible you may not even be able to see the project being constructed from Old Grants Mill Road.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Box?
And so you're saying the hammerhead's coming out and those dash lines that go through, it looks like maybe one or a piece of another 2 units. That will be the continuous road that was suggested that you needed to have.
That's right. There will obviously be some rearrangement of the units to afford that road's passage through the site and in connection to the road that is, I call it uphill, to the east or right-hand side of the page is the uphill side of the site. So, you know, sometimes we're not as quickly as to draw things as we need. This was kind of late-breaking information that we were allowed to do that, but that's what will happen. Yes, sir.
Very good, thank you. No questions.
Councilman Sims?
Thank you. I know that you and Mr. Beavers and the owners came out and met with some of the neighborhood, I think it was last Tuesday. That plan that had the access, I know there was, the gradient of the entrance was pretty significant. So now that that's gone, what would you say what would be the highest gradient of what's left?
Are you at?
I guess how?
The steepest street in the
steepest, yes.
development? Okay, that would be the part coming off of Edwards Street.
That first little
That
dip
for you
into it?
come off Edwards Street and you would come down into the development. It is well below maximum allowed by the fire code. Fire code maximum grade on the street is 10%. It would be 10% or less, right?
There was going to be a gate. Now, it's still going to be gated for everybody, or just no gate whatsoever?
No, sir, there would not be a gate there now. It is not through traffic. We would add signage to indicate through traffic isn't allowed. There's no connection through to Old Grants Mill.
That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you. When it comes to any potential change requests, you've already made a comment a couple of times about having to adjust the possible plan due to topography and everything. To what extent do you see possible changes coming through?
So, Mr. Beavers alluded to this earlier, and I have said this before. You know, we work in every municipality in the metro area. The plan that we presented to you now, as far as number of units, is the maximum that it can be. Right, that there are 66 townhomes illustrated here. On most projects that we are involved in, of course, our goal is to keep that. That is what is allowed on the site and what our client would want, of course. But when you get to the point of doing actual civil construction documents, it can be likely that a couple of units would physically not be able to fit because of changes and actual civil design. It's just that at this point in the project, we're not ready to jump off that cliff and do a full design without approval of the city. The only other major change that I could see layout-wise may be the relocation of a few units, making room for the loop road coming down here along the lower western side road right there. But that, I honestly don't think there would be any other material changes to the development. We've looked at this thing for so long and have a good understanding of what we will be dealing with in true civil design that I'm confident in saying the plan is pretty gelled.
Pretty
Yes, sir.
dialed in?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
No
I believe you have a third presenter?
One more question.
Okay, yes, sir,
Madam
Councilman
President. You come on, Blake. One of the reasons they took the gate out because the gate may malfunction in case of emergency.
Sure.
You know, fire trucks in the way, malfunction, you know, hope that doesn't happen. So that's one of the reasons they took it out. And then second, I want to make sure I say this. These are units that's going to be sold and not rented. Right,
Yes,
that's
correct.
we're
Yes,
correct. We're correct
that's
with that. These going to be sold unit, not rented.
Yeah, Blake may talk more
Blake's
about
gonna
that.
talk about that.
On the
Okay,
technical
all
guys.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Blake Baxter, 4268 Cahaba Heights Court, Birmingham, 35243. I'm part of SOAR Holdings, which is the development group and the current owner of the property. So I want to kind of reiterate what the two gentlemen before me just said. So currently, we do have the zoning to build the requested number of townhouse units that we're proposing. So the rezoning in no way does that increase the count. It is what's already approved. It's that the site plan that we have right now, it's just, frankly, it's a terrible fit for the topography. Could we develop it? Yeah, I mean, I think we could, and you know, our goal and our vision is to develop the site. But this makes it just much less impactful. So to develop it in accordance with the plan that is already approved would be a significant impact on the site. We feel like that by eliminating the old Grants Mill entrance and exit, that's the most extreme topography on the site. So it's a huge benefit for the site, in our opinion, not to have to massively grade that portion. I think some of the concern that we've heard there has been the erosion control, the runoff. So not having to disturb that, in my mind, is just an absolutely huge improvement for the site. We've you know, listened to a lot of the requests that we've heard from the community, from the zoning. We've eliminated the commercial portion from the site. We've tried to really be careful with traffic. We feel like that by eliminating the old Grants Mill exit, we're really alleviating that concern as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Any questions for the gentleman, Councilman London? Councilwoman Arnold? No. Councilman Box?
No, he answered my questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And I'm good as well. Thank you for your time. Were there any more presenters for y'all's case this evening, or was that?
That's it. We're
Okay.
happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Before we transition over to the audience, were there any questions for any of the presenters? Councilman London? Councilwoman Arnold? Councilman Box?
No, I'm good.
Councilman Sims?
Not at this time.
And not at this time for me either. Okay, so we're finished with our portion. We've heard from our presenter. At this time, we'll go ahead and open it up to comments on for the rezoning side. 2 minutes. Comments for the rezoning. Any comments against the rezoning? Name, address, and do you live in the community?
Kay Mickle, 313 Grants Mill Drive, and yes, I live adjacent to the property. And I would like to not say necessarily against, because we have talked, and I feel very positive about it. My house is adjacent, and my house is the one that was mentioned earlier that is where the common area would be. And I really appreciate the Edward Street entrance being proposed and hopefully going forth with that, because it will make a huge difference on Old Grants Mill if those 66 plus people were in and out throughout the course of the day. I represent myself primarily. I've talked with a few people in our neighborhood, and we just want to make sure that we're respected as a neighborhood. We're respected as people who, a lot of us have lived there 30-plus years. And I think through our meeting that we had the other night that we're seeing that, and we know that you could build, you could pull things and start building tomorrow, basically. And we can respect that. I tell everybody when I hear planning and zoning meetings are coming forth, it's their property, and they have a right to build on their property within the limits of the city. And I would hope that our city people will be in touch, and I don't like to come up to be negative, but as I told the mayor and my councilman when they were elected, I'll be here and I'll be watching, because it'll be out my back window for one thing, and just, you know, do everything right, and I won't have to be negative, because I'm really a positive person, and I appreciate y'all meeting with us and being here tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Coe. Thank you. Do we have any other comments against the rezoning? Any other comments against the rezoning? All right. That being said, with no more comments for or against, I ask for a motion to close our.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman London.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Arnold. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and work through item number 13. This is an ordinance. It needs to go through the ordinance process. So if someone could go ahead and introduce this item.
Move that ordinance, I don't know the number, 2026-18 be considered read.
Second.
All right, a motion by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilman London. All in favor?
Aye.
I move that all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2026-18 be suspended.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilman London. Roll call, Councilman London.
Yes.
Councilwoman Arnold.
Yes.
Councilman Box.
Yes.
Councilman Sims.
Yes.
And myself, yes.
Move that ordinance 2026-18 be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilwoman Arnold. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That was unanimous. Motion approves. Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for what sounds like a lot of cooperation with the neighborhood. That means a ton. Thank you. Mhm. All right, motion passes. Come to our final item here, next to last item. Item number 14, which is public hearing, ordained that ordinance 2026-19 rezones the property located at 2312 4th Avenue, Irondale, Alabama 35210 from R2 Residential District to Institutional 2 District. Motion to enter into a public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman London, seconded by Councilman Sims. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, do we have a presenter? Oh, there she is. Greetings.
Before I start with this, I would just like to say that being a great leader, you wear many hats. Maddie is also our Heidi's Kids 12 and Under Volunteer of the Year, so I was very pleased to see her. Okay. What's coming up on the screen, I know y'all were having to turn it back and forth. The packets that I passed out to all of you guys is exactly what's going to be on this screen. So everyone up here should have it in their hand. And it's going to go in the same order that it's going to show on the screen.
Since we have that packet, if you want to angle
Yeah,
that
I would
away,
just
since we already have that, then
see it.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Heidi Manberga of Heidi's Kids. I live at 324 Dora Road, Columbiana, Alabama, 35051 for another 2 weeks, and then I will be residing 10 minutes from here. I am here to talk about the rezoning of this 960 square foot house to be proposed as our office. There were several people from District 3 who came and expressed concerns. I'm going to briefly go over some of those concerns. There was a lot of misinformation put out. I felt like some of these people who were leading the fight against us have a very loose relationship with the truth. And I wanted to make sure at the beginning, can you hear me? Everyone knows that we are, we are applying for institutional 2, not commercial, not industrial. Institutional 2 is for nonprofit or church only. There's not going to be a Milo's if we leave. There's not going to be commercial vehicles coming in. Heidi's Kids has 2 employees that is at our office during the day. We do not have any commercial vehicles. Got it? I mean, we're really not going to bring any traffic to the street that's not already there. We have 2, just normal vehicles that just the same as the neighbors. But our office is open 5 days a week, 9 to 5. We won't be there late. The most that we do at our office in a month's time is have 1 board meeting. We have 10 board members. On that night, we will have 10 people at our office. Parking seems to come up last time, so I'd like to talk about the parking. The house is going to be removed, and the building is going to be set back on the property, our new office. That will allow for a gravel parking lot that will fit 15 cars inside of our property. We had a barbecue informative meeting at our house. We were able to negotiate with our neighbor who has an industrial business next door to us to allow us to use his parking. There was not cars parked all over the road, and we had 30 people at our office. We parked on his property, and we parked on our own property. This house is at the dead end of the street. So if we were to be parked in front of our house, there is not another home past our office. There is an industrial business next door, which has their own parking lot inside of gate. Okay, I would also like to talk about noise. We do not have children at our office. We've got this question, how many kids are going to be coming and going? We service our children through the school system. All we do in our office is administrative tasks, and then we prep the stuff that we give our children. We pack their blessing sacks every Thursday. That team that packs blessing sacks is made of 5 women who live in Irondale, who volunteer to come in for 1 hour and pack blessing sacks. We can park every one of them, in addition to Brittany and I, on our property. No one will be on the street. No children will be coming and running up and down the street. I've got that question 3 or 4 times. Okay. Will you move it for me? You can go to the next one, Brittany. This is an image of what the home looks like right now. You can push it on up. And this is our proposed office. I included a picture of the front, the back, the sides, everything, so that it can show that we meet the guidelines of the amount of stone that needs to be put on there. And it is also very similar to a home. It does not look like an industrial building. It's a 2,400 square foot building, 12 on the bottom floor, 12 on the top. On the bottom, we'll have where the work is done, where we pack blessing sacks, where we store our clothes, where we have hygiene items, and upstairs we'll have our offices. Okay, you can keep it going. Okay, that red dot right there, that is where our home is located currently, future of our office, hopefully. As you can see, where it says industrial, everything past there is industrial. It is common practice in cities for there to be a buffer zone between the industrial and the residential. And that buffer is usually institutional too. It's churches, nonprofits. It normally does not connect like it's connecting right there. You can push it up a little. This is a view coming down the street of where our office is. That is it right there on the left. You can see directly in front of you, and directly in front of us and to the right side is an industrial building which has trucks coming in and out already. This great concern that Heidi's Kids is going to bring trucks to the street. Yeah. We're not going to bring anything to the street that isn't already there. We're actually going to be more like the residential there than the industrial that's at the end of the street. But we have formed a good relationship with our neighbor. And you can see those cars parked right there inside of that gate. And if we have anything that I feel will cause parking to overflow to the street, I will reach out to Mr. Johnson and ask him to park inside of his fence. Okay, you can flip it up. This is the survey of how the house will sit. I'm going to carry this over here so I can show you. On the property, is this working?
You just have to make sure you click it on.
It's green. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now the house is here on this area. So it is set back here, which will allow for gravel parking lot on this whole area here. The building can be set here or turned sideways. We have 2 different surveys that put our proposed building in and meet all of the setbacks. Okay, I'm going to come back, and do y'all have any questions about the new proposal, the new survey of, this is the same survey that we had at Planning and Zoning.
Councilman London?
No, the only question I have is that industrial building, what do they do exactly?
Johnsonville Connector.
Like
They build
electrical parts, that's what that is? Okay, all right.
Councilman London, any other questions?
Well, I'm sorry, you said?
out of a Butler building.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No, I believe all my questions were answered. Thank you.
Same here, Heidi. I think it looks really good.
Councilman Sims?
Oh, thank you.
And myself, thank you very much. I got most of my questions answered when I came out and laid eyes on the property, and I like what you've done with the design, the setbacks, your orientation, and reassurances thus far.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a lot of people here to support Heidi's kids. I would also like to say we got some questions at the Planning and Zoning because I don't live in Irondale, but I was raised in Irondale. I grew up here. My parents live here. I own a business here. I'm vested in this community. Everything that Heidi's Kids does is to better this community. If I tell you that I'm going to do something, it's guaranteed. If you can find somebody in this room that I've told them I'm going to do something and I haven't, I would like to talk to them. We are going to take care of this office. We are going to better the community. We're here to build the community up. We do not want to fight with you guys. We want to be a good neighbor. I am not going to have everyone to come up and talk that we have to support us here. I do have, because we'd be here all night. 2 minutes for everybody sitting over there is a long time, and it's hot. So we're going to have just a couple of people speak, and I'm going to start with Valerie Agee, who's a teacher at Irondale Community, who teaches the children who live in the neighborhood where our office is.
Real quick, Ms. Heidi, since we haven't got into the fors or the against or anything, these are additional presenters that are discussing.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
She's going to discuss what we actually do and how it happens under her guidance and not in our office.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I live far away. Okay. Let me get my notes back up.
Based on that comment, Ms. Agee, I can assume you don't live in the nearby vicinity of this?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, Valerie Agee, 140 The Heights Drive, Calera, Alabama, 35040. Good. All right, I'm Valerie Agee. I'm a 4th grade teacher and a bus driver at Irondale Community School. I've been teaching at Irondale 4th grade for 18 years, so this is year 18, working on year 19. And I just came to just give you guys a visual of Heidi's Kids in action because I see the kids part in Heidi's Kids. And so I've been working with Heidi for a few years. So some of the things that she does on a regular basis to support the kids of Irondale. One thing is she supports, she tries to eliminate food insecurity, and she does that with the Blessing Sacks. And so every Thursday, members of the community will come and drop off around 75 bags to those students for the weekend, because we do have members in the community of Irondale that sometimes struggle with, feeding their kids. And so in these blessing sacks, there are, everything's microwavable. Everything is kid-friendly. The kids can actually handle and cook that. So it's nothing with the ovens or anything. They can just microwave it and eat it. And so that's a way she can ensure that those kids are eating over the weekend and they're not hungry. Like I said earlier, I am a bus driver, and I usually fill up my, I see a fellow bus driver over here. We actually went through the course together. I usually fill up my tank right by her barbershop. And on that property is also the blessing box. And I always see people like adding stuff to it and taking away from it. And so that's something I noticed as well. Another thing she does, which is really big, because the center of Heidi's Kids, is Christmas. And sometimes children do not understand if they don't receive gifts during Christmas. They don't understand that concept that times are hard. They just want presents. And so this year she serviced over 150 families in the city of Irondale alone. Now, she did more with other surrounding communities, but how she does that, she meets with the counselor, and the teachers provide a list of possible families that may need help. And we're very respectful and private with that. So the counselor will send, our school counselor will send mail out asking the parents would they like support. And if the parents return saying yes, and then Heidi will send out something else where the kids write a list down and they get those items. And another part of, you guys mentioned that, you want Irondale to be a beloved community, a loving community. And so one thing she does as well is she has children volunteers where the kids come and they do different activities to support different organizations. And I love it. My kids, my personal kids, are a part of it too. And then Miss Madison, who's in my class this year, she's a part of it as well. So she's already inspiring the next generation of people to show compassion and of people to show, to care for the people that's in your community. Another thing, it's a list of things. I witness, not just on what she says, is the care room. A few years back, during COVID, the kids were out of school for a long period of time, and they needed some self-regulation. They didn't know how to manage their emotions. They struggled with anger. They didn't know how to talk to kids because they missed a whole year of schooling. And so I asked her one day, I shared a vision with her about a care room where we'll have supplies for hygiene products, a place where kids can self-regulate when they're over-emotional and they don't have the tools yet to de-escalate themselves. And so she took that idea and ran with it and made it something 2,000-fold. And so now our school, Irondale Community School, was the first school to have a room where kids can go and talk, have a space to calm down, have a space to go in and get whatever products they need to take home. And it inspired Grantswood to create a care room, Centerpoint to have a care room. She's even been exposed to some state district leaders to provide money for her to create more care rooms across the city. Across the city and surrounding cities. And so that's another thing. So she's creating a space for the city of Irondale children to feel loved, to feel cared for, and she's being an example of how you care for that community. A few more things, and I'm gonna stop, because I do have a long drive. She supplements our events. So if we have events like we have the Boo Bash, different events that we invite parents out and the kids out to do, she will sponsor things like some of the events was the Boo Bash where she did a bouncy house for the kids. I think the spray the kids had a booth where the kids sprayed their hair different colors. And we count on Heidi. So like when we do things, we're like, okay, let's see what Heidi can do to help us make this a great event for the kids of Irondale. And so I think it will be a tremendous plus to the community because what she's doing is for your actual children in a community. And since I've been teaching for 18 years in the same classroom at Irondale Community School, I've seen the difference and the shift in how you guys, the citizens of Irondale, want to do more for your children. And I just think she's just, you know, she's one of the many things that you guys have to offer. So that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Agee.
No problem.
Does that conclude y'all's presentation? Okay, perfect. With the conclusion of that presentation and Ms. Agee's conclusion, Councilman London, any other questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Arnold?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No questions. Thanks for what you do, Heidi.
Councilman Sims?
None.
And myself, and no questions, but thank you for all the work that both of you ladies do, and all of your participants. All right, that being said, we'll go ahead and come to the public comments section. So at this time, I would take any comments for the rezoning.
And can they speak to the rezoning and not to what she does? Nothing that this First Lady talked about will happen in the building at the 4th Avenue South. Everything else is somewhere else.
Point of order,
I know,
Council
point of
President.
order. I was trying to understand the point you were making, but if you could pick us a for or a not and just make your comment at that time. I appreciate you. Yes, sir, you have the floor.
Nick Kent, 1319 Marion Drive. Heidi didn't ask me to be up here. I'm just a huge supporter of what they do. And I don't really feel like I have to tell you guys that Heidi does amazing things for our community. And so I'm more speaking to the people in our community who feel against this project. I'll keep my remarks brief. I wrote them down because I feel like it's really important what I have to say. One of the reasons Irondale is so special to me and everyone else is because we care. We take the time to acknowledge all of the diversity in our community. We've taken the time to acknowledge breast cancer, autism, Jewish history, Black history. We care about our community, from the people all the way on the far ends to the people right here in the center of downtown. We care about everyone. And Heidi's kids cares about our community. They care about the kids within our community and some of the most vulnerable members of our community that are suffering from poverty and unspeakable things. Her charity has done amazing things to help them. We've heard from the schools how much they do. Their mission is one we should all be proud to stand behind. In this revision of changing the zoning, it's proposed, it was right near this. We can go up the street and find churches, we can find an art studio, we can find clubs. All of these things are also institutional. What she is doing is no different and makes just as much of an impact as those churches, as that art studio, as the Boys and Girls Club. She makes an impact too. By denying this or telling them they're not welcome here, we're not only denying Heidi's kids this opportunity, but we're telling our entire community that we do not support children impacted by poverty, that we do not support the vulnerable members of our community. Let us continue to be known as the city that cares, the city that loves. I hope you approve the variance.
Thank you. Do we have any other comments for the rezoning? It's Kim McDaniel and timer.
Kim McDaniel, 4025 Rock Ridge Road, formerly of 2112 4th Avenue. I grew up in Irondale. I'm still here, but I grew up on 4th Avenue where this is going to be. And I'm going to tell you, I love the people. We're talking about the impact on not just for Heidi's kids, for the kids at the schools, for the kids in our community, but I love those people in that neighborhood. And I loved them a long time before I was ever involved with Heidi's kids, and they're very important to me. And I can say with great confidence that this will be nothing but a positive for the neighborhood. It will not have any negativity on the neighborhood. The majority of the neighbors, who most of them I know very well, they want us there. They want the difference that Heidi's kids will make, not only to the children of Irondale, but to their community, to their neighborhood. So I just can't, there's no negatives that I know of. There's no additional traffic, there's no noise problems, all those things that we usually have concerns about with rezoning. So I would say that I can very well speak for the neighbors there. Again, many of them, people I've known my entire life, that they want Heidi's kids there, they want this building there, and it'll be a positive for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other comments for the rezoning? Any other comments for the rezoning? We will go ahead and move to comments against the rezoning.
Hiram Hyde, 2331 3rd Avenue South. And surprise, I'm not against the rezoning. It's going to happen. The mayor shot at everybody last month that was against it. It's going to happen. And it's a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing. Let's roll back up to the topography. She serves children, feeds, clothes, houses. Marvelous. Now, stop right there. Key characteristic. Low traffic generation. Let's, man, we'll hold on to that. Roll back down to the topographical picture. From the sky down. From the sky down. From the overhead down. There we go. All right. You see where the spot is. Let's look around the entire circumference. I see pole barn, Butler building, Butler building, Butler building, pole barn, Butler building. And now roll up the picture of the Taj Mahal that's going to be sitting in an area served by 75-year-old houses and a Taj Mahal. I just say she needs a Butler building. It's storage, some office space. They make the office space look anything you want it to look like. But storage belongs in the Butler building. As far as it's not an eyesore, it's eye candy. There are already enough people going down that Fourth Avenue because the city won't trim the trees that say dead end. So there's going to be more people. That's going to be a curiosity. All it's going to do is draw curious people. What in the world is that down there? They do a wonderful job. They serve children. They serve God. Now, any dollar that they save on building the Taj Mahal and in lieu of a cheaper structure, I would think, would serve the children. It would feed,
Thank you for your comments,
clad, and clothe the children.
Appreciate you. Do we have any other comments against this rezoning? Any other comments against this rezoning? With no more comments for or against, I ask for a
Can I ask a
motion.
quick question? Or doesn't our zoning force the stone?
That's why we had to do it this way.
Okay, just want to be sure.
It wasn't our initial plan.
Thank you.
Motion.
Motion to exit public
Exit
hearing
public
by
hearing.
Councilman London.
Yes.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Arnold. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. With that to a conclusion, if we could go ahead, if someone could go ahead and introduce item number 14.
Move that ordinance 2026-19 be considered read.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilman Box. All in favor? Aye.
Move that all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2026-19 be suspended.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilman Box. All in favor? Aye. Roll call, Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Arnold?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
Councilman Sims?
Yes.
And myself, yes.
Move that ordinance 2026-19 be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Sims, seconded by Councilman Box. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approves. Thank you. All right, and finally, item number 15, if we could go ahead and give movement on item number 15.
Motion that ordinance 2026-20 be considered read.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Box, seconded by Councilman Sims. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
we suspend all the rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2026-20.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Box, seconded by Councilman Sims. Roll call, Councilman London.
Yes.
Councilwoman Arnold.
Yes.
Councilman Box.
Yes.
Councilman Sims.
Yes.
And myself, yes.
Finally,
If we could get some quiet in the room just to finish this last piece of business, guys. Fellas in the back, just give us one more moment, okay?
finally, make a motion that ordinance 2026-20 be approved and adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Box, seconded by Councilman Sims. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. With no more business, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Councilman London. I heard Councilwoman Arnold on the second.
second it.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Thank you very much for coming out and joining us this evening. Have a fantastic rest of your night.
Thank you.